everyone. Thank you for tuning in and joining me in today's video. We are going to be diving into the mystical meanings behind the number 7 because 2023 is a 7 year. This is because when you add up all the numbers, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3, you get the number 7. So we are going to take a look at the mystical meanings behind the number 7 in various mystical systems. We'll be starting off with the tarot first. We have the 7 of Cups, which symbolizes confusion, temptation, having many different options and doors in front of you. And I think this year we actually have to close some doors. We have to get focused. We need to make ourselves less accessible to people, and we need to focus our energy intentionally into what it is that we really want to do and become this year. We have the 7 of Swords, which is about deceitfulness and greed. And I think this year, evil eye is very present. Greed is very present. People don't want you to have the things you have, and you need to have your guard up about that. You need to protect yourself from that. Don't let anybody try to minimize you or send you evil eye and try to throw you off. I think it's important to be strong in who you are and what you want and to stay focused on that. This isn't the year to be a people pleaser. If you're going to people please, you are going to sacrifice what it is that you want to do so that way people can be comfortable with your shine, with your brightness, so that way people can be comfortable in what it is that you are. Change can make people uncomfortable. Growth in other people can make people uncomfortable. And that's just too bad. This might be the year where you have to disappoint some people or, make them uncomfortable if that means you're doing you. If there's really no harm in you doing you, then there's no reason why you shouldn't do you, right? We have the 7 of Wands, which is about battle and defense and armies. So people could be gaining up on other people. We could see maybe through social media, people gathering together for one cause and canceling somebody or something. I could see that being prevalent. We also have the 7 of Pentacles, which represents difficulty and idleness. This is not the year to be lazy. This is not the year to doubt yourself. This is not the year to let obstacles and difficulty keep you stuck and stagnant. We really have to step into our strength and into our power and not let these things get in the way. It's mind over matter this year. Mind over matter. Yeah, something's difficult, but don't let that shadow you. Don't let that overshadow you. You can overcome the difficulties. We have the Chariot, which is the 7th major arcana in the tarot deck. And this card is all about knowledge, a quest for knowledge. And one common theme I'm seeing amongst the tarot is obstacles, challenges, tests from the universe. So if you're seeing the number 777 around or anything like that, it could be preparing you for the obstacles ahead. It could be reminding you to not get discouraged by the obstacles that you face and to remember that obstacles can be a gateway to growth and to your potential. Let's look at the Enneagram now. This is a different mystical system we're looking at. When we look at the 7th type in the Enneagram, this is the type of the enthusiast, the optimist. In shadow, this energy is about pain and being unsatisfied, being afraid of missing out or being limited. And because of your fears, you may overdo something. You can overdo opportunities and take on too much because you have FOMO, fear of missing out. You can overdo these opportunities because you don't want to relive the pain and the hardships that you experienced in 2022. And so you are overcompensating as you try to move away from that. And I think this is providing clues at the collective's underlying motivations and shadow sides this year. We can't let fear be our motivator. We have to soothe ourselves, calm ourselves, and allow our motivations to be centered around joy, passion, love, and genuine care for the greater good and the good of all. Don't operate from a place of fear. I feel that if you operate from a place of fear, you will just continuously live in fear and live a life based on fear, and you don't want to do that. Now, when we take a look into the gene keys, gene key number 7, on a very basic level, on a shadow level, it represents giving authority to something or someone over you, fear of losing power, frustration within, and we can see how there's similarities there to the 7th Enneagram themes that we just discussed. On a gift level, the gene key number 7 represents guidance, leadership, service, harmony within a team, spotlighting another person's gifts, and not being threatened by that. So we could see a little bit of that connecting to the tarot with threats and evil eye and being threatened by another person's success. One thing that the gene key provides us is a hint on how we can transcend that energy of fear and frustration. We have to turn it into strength, into reinforcing our strength in ourselves and in other people. Whenever we sense a fear within ourselves, that is an opportunity to reinforce strength. When you see fear in other people, that is an opportunity to reinforce their strength and their power and their gifts. And I think doing that will bring in just good energy, good karma, a more open aura, and I think it'll be more aligned with the energy this year rather than operating from that place of fear and evil eye. Now, when we look into numerology, 7 can be broken down into 3 and 4, and 4 can be broken down into 2 and 2. And one thing I'm getting here is creativity and practicality and duality. So one thing I see about the number 7 is that it's asking us to use both our right and left sides of the brain, the creative and the logical side, the creative and the practical side, using them both in balance and in harmony in order to power through those obstacles. Most of the time, we either lean to one side or the other a little bit more. So if you're someone who is normally creative and very intuitive, you want to start to exercise your more logical and practical side this year. If you're someone who's more logical and practical, you want to exercise the more creative and intuitive side this year. I feel that's where we're going to find the answers. It's going to lie in the side of the brain that maybe isn't as strong. When we look at astrology, we have the 7th house, which is about relating to other people. We have Libra, which is the 7th zodiac sign, and Libra rules over symmetry and harmony. These are all very basic, definitions for them. And then Libra is associated with Venus, which rules over aesthetics. So what this tells me is that this year, I think we need to let go of judgments, division, and we need to be more tolerant and accepting of what is opposite of us. I think this lesson is that two opposing sides aren't always supposed to combine, but rather they should complement each other while maintaining their own individual nature. And in terms of aesthetics, I think that many of us could be paralyzed by the small little details when it comes to aesthetics, when it comes to how we do something, how we go about something. We're like, what social media do I, post on? What website do I use? Should I post an audio content or should I post video content? Little aesthetic, detail-oriented decisions can really hold us back this year. it can really slow us down. And yes, I think they're important, but I think that they are something that will work itself out along the way. So don't let it paralyze you. Now, something that's interesting about the number 7 is its significance in our universe. We have the 7 deadly sins. We have the 7 gifts of the Holy Spirit, 7 wonders of the world, 7 virtues, 7 arts and sciences, 7 stages of humans, 7 chakras, 7 levels of consciousness and awareness, 7 days of creation. The number 7 is a very divine number, and it is connected to creation, divine law and order, divine intelligence, mechanics, life stages, and the capability of humans. Something that I think is interesting is the 7 wonders of the world. These wonders really show the capability of humans, but also how easily all that can fall. I think there's a lesson there to keep in mind about this year, because I can see people really pushing and pushing and pushing for something, and building and wanting, instant gratification, wanting things to happen fast. But things can sometimes fall as quickly as they're built. I think the answer is actually to slow down. Let things build slowly over time. And sometimes when things are moving slowly, us humans can get anxious. And I think we need to learn how to soothe ourselves and be okay with things moving slowly. For the past, 5-ish months, while Mars was in Gemini, I feel that we felt a pressure to move quickly, to make quick changes, to make quick decisions. But Mars will be moving direct very soon, this month, January 2023. And I think that we have to, again, slow down. So some overall themes I'm sensing from the number 7 and for 2023 is optimism. We need to have a healthy amount of optimism, though. We can't be blindly optimistic. I see the theme of alchemy, being able to transform and transmute anything and everything. We have the theme of reinforcing strength, and with that we have the lessons of seeing what isn't strong in our lives, or what we think isn't strong but can be actually very strong. I feel in the energy that people can be worrying about things that they don't have to worry about anymore. Small problems, small situations, they're worried those things are going to happen. It's not. Try not to worry, because worrying only doubles things. It only doubles the issue. I see the energy of wisdom, people gaining a lot of wisdom, a lot of experience, and that being way more valuable to them. I think we can easily take wisdom and experience for granted. I see a lot of spiritual transformations, people really returning to spirit and kind of having an awakening here. I see people building from the ground up, building tall skyscrapers. But remember, take your time building those skyscrapers. Wait for divine timing. Let it be in alignment with you and with the universe, not with your fears. Again, another thing would be fear of missing out, and fear of losing power, and fear of having to deal with the same issues that you dealt with back in 2022, 2021, 2020, and 2019. But you've learned a lot since then. So there's no way that you can make the same mistakes if you are learning from them. We have the number 7, I think, being a hint or a clue that you're working in shadow. If you are seeing the number 777 around, I think it's a hint that something is operating in shadow, meaning it's unconsciously operating, and it's operating from a negative place. And I think we really need to take time alone, take time to ourselves to work through our shadow. I see a lot of healing happening this year. So much healing, especially healing of the body. We just had Jupiter enter Aries. It's kicking off a new 12-year cycle. We really want to purge out the last 12-year cycle. Purge out the traumas, the anxieties, the fears that live in our body and in our nervous system. We really want to take care of that this year. And I think we're going to see reality and like faith, or reality in the dream world, working together instead of like opposing each other. The last 12 years, people had their dreams and then they had the job that they worked, right? There were two different things. People had their dreams and then they had their reality and what they really did. We are going to start to see people making their dreams a reality, for sure, especially this year. Reality and faith will be working together in your favor. My final thoughts. I think that this year, and the number 7 is going to be a checkpoint to see if you are truly ready to unlock your full potential. I think there's going to be a lot of tests. There's going to be a lot of challenges. But with that, I think there's a lot of energy. There's a lot of motivation. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of fearlessness. There's a lot of fire in us. And I think we can really prove to the universe that we are ready. I hope that this gives you an idea of what the mystical meanings behind the number 7 can symbolize and what themes may present itself in 2023. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check out my links down below for my tarot course and more content. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.